So I want to show you quickly how you can make backends for your app or for your prototype while writing very little or no code. Um, as you know, the front end is the part that the user interacts with the user interface, and then you often need a backend to handle longer running processes, maybe user data, or to connect to a database. So this is a tool called Buildship, and it lets you build backends for your application, often without writing any code. We'll start by adding a trigger and just adding a API call, and that's basically a path. So that's basically a path on your API. So I could make this, for example, generate, and I could set this to be a get or a post request. We'll just do a get for now. And at the end of every API call, we need to have a return, and that returns the data, the result of the API call. And we will, for this example, make it always return success, and I will just return hello world. So if we want to test this, we'll do test up here, and I can just click test workflow. And that's going to run this without actually deploying the API and tell me what it would return with the parameters that I've entered here. So this is the result of that API call, and if I'm happy with that, I can click ship, and that's going to deploy it to this endpoint URL. So I would use, for this example, this endpoint URL, but then I would also add the path generate, and if I will test this right now in my browser, I can see that the API is already deployed and working. Of course, that is an extremely simple example. However, where it gets interesting is we can sort of add more nodes in between the API call and the return block. And in here we have nodes such as conditionals, loops, we even have things like running things in parallel, and then we can combine that with all of these back-end functionalities here to basically create a program in this diagrammatic fashion. And in such a way, we can make fairly complicated back-end APIs without needing to write code. So I think this is an interesting way to make a backend. It has some pros and cons, but it's something that I will be exploring a bit more. And yeah, let me know if you've tried tools like this and what you think.